I'm gonna do some just kind of going through a wedding that I shot little 2 weeks ago or so. I haven't been able to get around to it because I've been doing a lot of editing and drawing and stuff. So I'm just gonna pick out the best images. I got about 500 to go through. It'll probably take me, I don't know, maybe a half hour or so, and then I'll try to answer your questions if you have any editing photo questions. I don't know if all this is showing up for you. I have to change something. I don't know why the photo is not showing up in there. I have to... Nobody panic. What do we need? I thought it was window cap, not display capture. Might be display. I can't look at anything but that. Alright, let's do it that way. Probably better. I'll just pull it up on my phone to read the chat. Brian, this is Lightroom. So let's go through these photos. I finally have confidence enough to show you what goes into editing these photos. I'm glad I didn't have to stop the stream. That one's okay. So I basically just go through and I select the best ones by hitting P. I feel like a few of these are slightly blurry. That one's okay. And then I just hit P on my keyboard. So after we're sort of done, I can hit that and it will show me all the selected photos. I can look through about 1,000 in an hour, so I got about 500 here. I think it took 700. It's only a 2-hour wedding. It's a little bit bright, but I can bring down the exposure. Like I already have one like that. That one's cute. Thank you, Jennifer. This was just on the side of their location, so I blurred the background. I'm on f3.2. The lower the number, the more blur you're gonna get in the background. They call it bokeh. B-O-K-E-H, and then I'm shooting with a 24-70. My ISO is 250, and then my shutter speed is 400. This is a fun one I'll select. Yeah, Brian, definitely get the membership. It's like 20 something a month. You get that and a bunch of other things. Now I'm learning this animation program. That's what was it called? I closed it down, I forget. But we might do some of that on here too. We'll definitely get into more editing pictures live, so you can see what goes into my wedding. It's better to chat with people when you're editing than just sitting here quietly. I don't know if I like those as much, but they're laughing, so I like this one better than that one. A nice kiss. What's up, Jen? How are you? Hello from the line of Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean at Disneyland. Decided to go live a little bit. Something that I do when I'm going through these is I hold down Shift just to see how many I've already gone through. We've gone through 16 so far. I think these are blurry. I don't think these. Oh, this was like when I started shooting them. Photoshop's more for. It is good for editing. Vote to come in, nice. Photoshop is good opening one by one, but I would start here, just select the best ones, and you can edit in here as well. You can, if you want to like turn up brightness or do some color correcting, you can. I like to warm mine up a little bit. Now these were just shot with JPEG. Sometimes I shoot RAW. I'm gonna go get an iPad real quick. Might do some animation later, but right now we're gonna go through some of these photos just to get this couple some nice pictures. I'm gonna move this. I'm on a different camera right now. The only thing is I can't check things because then you'll see. Well, I can, but then you won't. My screen will change on you. Yeah, they were a great couple. They were laughing and having a good time, but I thought that I should show you what goes into my work of photography. I'm gonna plug this in, another plug to charge my. So yeah, if you don't have like a nice area to take photos, just well, if you have a professional photographer working with you, you want to blur that background. So this was just like on a side street, so I was just doing portraits of them. A nice calm one. And when I'm taking photos, I'm kind of more relaxed. I want the couple to be relaxed, so I don't pose as much. Like this is just a moment of relaxation. In love, you know. I like that one better. So I've already selected 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 photos. I do kind of like that one a little bit because he's smiling and she's smiling, but they might not like it, but I give them all the photos anyways. That one's cute. This one's nice right here too. I enjoy spending we spent a lot of time with them because they didn't have guests there yet. Use Lightroom for culling images and basic lighting touch-ups, color. Then I use Photoshop for more detail editing, smoothing faces, adding haze. Yeah, Tracy. Brian. Yeah, Lightroom's good for culling. You can do a lot in Lightroom, actually. A cute one. Oh, a little too much going on there. That's a fun one. We'll probably start doing Disney photos as well, because I have a lot of Disney photos, so that will be fun to look at and edit together. We'll do some HDR stuff, high dynamic range as well. Show you how I do that. And I'm like including more of the flowers, but I like her face better than that one. Alright. There's another kiss. So I do all this just like the keyboard. I'm not really like going through a lot of them. Just keeping the keyboard right here at my fingertips so I'm not hunched over. And then you want your pictures really big so you can see which... I can make this even bigger too. Bring these down. Kinda cute. I like that because their noses are touching. Sometime I might give them both of these. That's a great one right there. I love that one. So during this time, I'm really snapping a lot because it's like the in-betweens like this that you get a great image. This one's a little awkward. I don't know if I told them to hold it. I think I wanted them closer, but this one's okay, I guess. Sometimes you get photos that aren't that great, but maybe you'll give them to him. Wait, what was his face pic in this one? I think I told him to do that. The holding of the arm is a little strange. Might skip those. I don't love these, so I'm gonna try to get through them quickly. Not really smiling, so I don't know if I like this photo as much. Sometimes, like, if they're looking at the camera, I don't like the photo as much. So these are some formals. Nice little area we found to take these photos. Let's see how we're doing for, it looks through 73 so far. I also have some more that I have to get off of a camera because I shot them in RAW. I just want to grab like one of these. I think I just grabbed that one. Just like want one that looks good in like that pose. One or two. You don't want to go crazy with it, you know? Because then they have so many that they can't even decide which one they like. I might like grab like one more. These were all shot at f4. When I have like a group, I'll shoot it at like f4, like 2 or more. Like a big group, I'm at like 5.6. Just means like how sharp everybody is and the background won't be as blurred. You won't have as much bokeh going on in the background, but it's okay to be at 5.6 because you're really just trying to get everybody sharp. It's like if everyone's like on a different plane, you want that to be at 5.6. You can bump it even more if you want to like 7 or 8. You want everything just to be sharp. I'm on Canon. I'm all Canon. I have like a 5D Mark III. I haven't got a 5D Mark IV yet. I have the Mark II, I believe, and 7D. And I did buy an XTI not too long ago. That's kind of cool just to be able to take photos and transfer them to your phone real quick if you're promoting your business immediately. This one looks good. These all basically look the same. Yeah, the 2 is nice. I've always loved the Mark II. I mean, Mark III, and the 2 is good too. They're all good, so I don't know what the 4 does. Probably just better ISO and stuff like that. But these are all shot with the... I can see in a second. This is... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that these were the Mark III. Will tell me in the... metadata. Yeah, Mark III on these. I think I basically just used that for the whole thing here. And then sometimes I use it. It's all depends. I basically just shot this all with the 24-70 and a macro, 100 macro Canon. But I think the Mark III is amazing. I started on 5D and the 30D, I believe, were my 2 cameras that I started the business with. I had an XT, I think, that I sold as well. This one, she looks probably the most happiest. I'm gonna get some water real quick and then I'll be back, just because I'm talking a lot here. Not right now, so somebody texted me. I would not be able to leave it. Let's see if those set. Okay. I'm gonna go get some water. Hang on. Okay, back with you here. All right. Sorry about that. I just needed some water. Kind of like this photo. When you're doing like a photo like this, all you're basically checking is to make sure they're all smiling. You want it to be their natural smile. So I take a few usually. Make sure they're smiling and that their eyes are open. So that's why I take a few. You can zoom into and see where all their eyes are open. And they have a kissing one, so while they're kissing, make sure that they're actually kissing, and I don't know, they're kind of looking off, but and then maybe the one where they're laughing at each other. Laughing with each other, not happy at each other. They're laughing at each other. With each other. Like this one, it's good. Alright, we've gone through 113 photos. We got about 400 more. Maybe another kissing one. That one's kind of cute. You never want to, like, I mean, you can give them a few if you're, not that you guys are doing wedding photography, but I used to like select too much, and now I'm just like, okay, that's a nice one. Like, you don't want to select the same one multiple times, you know. That would have been a good one if Mom's eyes weren't closed, because the groom had a better smile in that one. But I'll go with this one. Maybe this one, I don't know. And you need Mom, and I think that was Mom, I forgot. I don't know if she's gonna want that one, but I'll give it to him. of these somewhere. A nice photo. I don't think he was smiling in the first few of those. He is there, but his eyes are kind of down. Right. Let's see how many we've done. It's always nice to see that. 151. Let's see the ones that we've picked. Actually, let me do this rest here and then we'll get into editing these. Guess we'll do these two. That's a better one of him. That's a good one. Okay, let me so far I've selected about 49 out of 100 or 150 or so. Now I'll get into editing a few of these. That way you can see the process. I usually play around with the whites a little bit. See if you blow it out. You don't want to blow it out too much. Bring it down maybe a little bit. This photo already looks exposed pretty good. You can also hover your mouse on this and hit arrows. I think you can type in the number you want too. Sometimes I play around with the temperature, but if I'm going to do it, it's only like +3. Not a lot. And then what you can do in Lightroom is you can highlight all the ones you want basically this on, and then you can hit sync and it will sync all of those to have that same so you just have to kind of correct some of these that might have been shot at a different setting. You know, you can compare them to the other. Make sure they all kind of have the same effect on them. Those are good. Another thing I do, so these all have, you can also see what they look like before, so you can go to view before, left and right, and you see that these are warmed up more than that. You can see it in different ways as well, like top bottom, or there's a split one too. View split screen. There you go. So you can see. That's a good comparison because it's. Just click that. These might need to brighten up just a tad. Or I can click that and then you can then click the remaining one with the brightness up just a bit. I'll show you what I do once I get to this sort of set finished. It's important to take like a lot of portraits of the bride and groom, because those are the ones that they're gonna put on Facebook and Instagram, and then they're gonna tag you in them or whatever. And also they're gonna put them up on their wall as well, so you want to get them some nice photos. So I might need a little bit of brightening up, maybe a little bit more warming. Maybe I can. Okay. So now that I have all those edited, I'll highlight all of them, right click on them, and go create virtual copies. So then that makes copies of the 20 or 30 that I just did, and this just generates more images. I'll turn down the saturation. Might bring up the exposure just a little bit, and then maybe play around with the contrast. And then the shadows. Something like that. And then I'll play around with the whites a little bit too, because you want these to look, you know, like they're in a magazine or something like that. So now that I have that, what I'll do is I'll hit sync, and then that's the same thing that we did before. So once I hit sync, then I can hit arrow and see how the photos look. And then I'll export them, and then we'll be done with that. For now, I'll send them an email, but that was a quick sort of half-hour. He's not letting me hit arrow for some reason. Why? It's that one? Oh, I guess I gotta click on each one. So you still want to go through them, because when you put sync, it's not always gonna have it like perfect. Like this one's like a little bit brighter, so you can turn that down just a bit. Same with that one, it's too bright, because you don't want to give them these photos if they're too bright. Be like, oh, they're too bright. So yeah, these were shot at 3.2, which is a good number. Sometimes I shoot at 2.8, but if it's like two of them, sometimes I'm at 2.8 or 3.2. It's a nice one. If you have like when I shoot like 6-8 hour weddings, I'm looking through 2,000-3,000 images. So this is, I still took about 700 in the 2 hours I was there. So all I'm doing right now is just turning down the brightness a little bit, because when I synced them, it was it made them really bright. So after I export these, I put them up on a gallery online, and then they can see all of their photos, and they can download all their photos. And then they can share that with family as well, and they can do the same thing. Nice that they don't have to pay like 20 bucks for a digital copy. If they like the photo, they could download it and share it. I think it's important to see the photographer's photos. Something like you're seeing now, you're seeing it all raw, you're seeing it edited live. We'll probably get into like live wedding streaming or something probably next on my phone somehow. I like that one. That's a nice one. You always want to highlight the bride too, because you know it's her special day. So you want to do some close-ups of the bride. Nice kissing one there. Okay. I think we went through all of these. All look good. Some people like black and white, so I do the colored version and the black and white version for them. So that's why I have a copy of each one. Alright, here we go. So now that I have them all there, I'll highlight all of them, I'll go to library, and then I'll hit export. So I highlighted all of them, I hit shift, so I clicked on one side and then the other side, held shift, and then clicked on all of them. And so what I'll do now is I'll choose a specific folder to export it to. So, specific folder, choose that. I'll go into my F drive. I'll create a new folder. Just call it like wedding edited. Into it. You still want to merge this folder with what? Didn't say I wanted to merge it, did I? Wedding edited finished. I don't know why that was doing that. Maybe there was already a folder called wedding edited. Okay, so now that it's in wedding edited on my F drive, which is my external hard drive, what I'll do is I'll go into, I don't want to put it in a subfolder, specific folder, and then I'll go down to here, rename to, so I'm basically renaming the name of the files. So I'll name them custom name sequence, so the custom text will say formals. And then I'll hit 1. So it will go 1, 2, 3. It will do 74 or 50. 50 selected right now. And you got to go down here to your quality. You want it 100% JPEG sRGB. Then you make sure your resolution is 300 pixels per inch. And then all you got to do is hit export. So there's a great set for them. And it's exporting now upper left hand corner. So that's all I'm gonna do for that. I mean, maybe I could do the formals too. Yeah, there's not many. I won't put the formals in black and white though. Just those formals. These are the other formals. These are the groups of family and stuff. So that's all exported or exporting now. I'll go over to the other ones that we did here. And I'll start. I mean, these look pretty good. These don't really need. I might just put the temperature up like a tad, +5, and then I'll just add that to all of them. So formals are key. You want to have good formals. are all the... And when things look a little blown out, like I might turn it down a little bit with the whites. See that like interface. I'll edit all these up. Sometimes like this one, I might copy it and just throw it into black and white. There's actually other presets. They give you like a sepia tone if you wanted a sepia tone. I mean, that's kind of nice too. So the next thing, I won't do it today, but we will start, I will start doing Disney photos because I think you guys would like to see those too. And I'll show you my whole gallery of that. So as you bring the whites down, you're getting more of this purple in the background color. This is like where it is. Basically adding the color. Sometimes I bump the vibrance a little bit. Vibrance basically just adds like something like that, but I won't do it like too much. You want to make sure that you're adding like, I feel like you're adding color to your pieces, or your art pieces I call them. So you can do something like that if you want. Add it to all of them. Just don't do too much of it because then it starts looking cartoony. I'll go through all of those. Only because like their flowers pop a little bit. I can show you the left and right on that. Oops, I didn't want it like that actually. Oh, I don't want to do the split. There you go. So you see the color is definitely more pop in the red roses. But yeah, you want to warm up your photos. I think it looks better. Just like makes it seem like more like a sunny day than if it was an overcast day. You can definitely add that. I think that this was an overcast day, so it does look more like a sunny day than an overcast day. Just add some of the shadows. Okay, so there are the formals. We've gone through the formals. I'll highlight all of those and then I'll export them. And I'll put those in the same folder, but you gotta go into the folder. I think our number was 50. So I gotta name this one 51 or they'll overwrite those other ones. So all we got to do is hit export, and those are all exported now, or they're exported. So that's it for me on this Lightroom. Kind of a tutorial, but we looked through 100 or about 200 photos. I'm going to upload those for the couple so they can start enjoying them. It's been about 2 weeks, so they're probably getting a little anxious with where are our photos, but all right, so I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to end this now. You're going to see me multiplied.